All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. This has been my first crafting event in my Farmhouse and Primitive Ideas group, and I have just been thrilled with it. It's been amazing. I'm so happy. I want to give some shout outs to the great presenters today. Sarah with Booksy and Button Design, she started us off this morning, and she was a real trooper. She stepped in when Cheryl needed a replacement. Cheryl with Crafting Fun with Cheryl, she was supposed to be the one to start us off, but she's having surgery tomorrow on her shoulder, so we need to just remember Cheryl and think about her and send up some prayers for Cheryl tomorrow. But I'm so grateful that Sarah just stepped right in last minute. That was fabulous, and she did a wonderful job. And then I want to say thank you to Leah with Make All the Things with Me. She really surprised me with her primitive craft. That was really neat. Robin with Zimmy's Simple Designs and her pumpkin. That was really sweet. Stephanie at the Vintage Pebble. I was overwhelmed with her crafts too. Everything was so beautiful. Brandy, she was showing us those nice faux little cakes she was baking. How fun was that, you know? And Bobby Lynn, thank you so much. Thank you all. Bobby Lynn with the Country Cowbell, her craft was great, and I didn't get to see the last part of it, so I'll have to jump back over and check that out. But thank you guys so much for everything that you've, did, all you presenters that, your crafts were amazing, and I'm thrilled that you joined my little event today. It's been great. So, okay, I'm going to get started because I'm lucky that I'm going last, because if I run over just a little bit, then whew. But okay, so I'm going to do primitive tonight. And I was going to try to craft with some stuff that you might be able to find. And these came from Dollar Tree, these little nesting boxes. And I thought they were just adorable. They're like little suitcases. And we're going to make a primitive light out of this evening. So I picked these because they're brown already. So I thought that would be something easy to cover. Hey, Deborah, thank you so much. Hey, Kelly, thank you so much for sprinkling, you guys. I really appreciate you. And it's Karen's first time watching. Well, welcome. Thank you guys so much. So like I was saying, you can grab these at Dollar Tree. I thought they were a really good find for something like this. I'm going to put those to the side because I did prep, and I have another little set right here that I've already got going. I've already got it painted black. What I did was I took this spray paint. It is just black Rust-Oleum spray paint with primer in it. And I took them out to my husband's shop and just spray painted them black. Hey, Debbie, how are you? If I miss comments, I'll go back and scroll later. There's no way, I don't think I can keep up with them. But I would never get done. So that's the first thing I did, was I just sprayed it with some black primer. Let that dry, but then it didn't cover it the way I wanted it to, but I really wanted my other paint to stick to it because this is so smooth, you know. I thought that the paint is never going to stick to that. So after I brought this inside, I then gave it a coat of the Americana Deco Art, just flat black paint. So I got that ready to go, and I'm going to paint these, but I picked 3 different colors that I've never used before, so this should be fun. And I picked colors that I figure you guys could find if you wanted to try them, but this is the first time I've never used them. So we're going to see what they look like together. The first one is Heritage Brick. I got all of these at Hobby Lobby. We're just using acrylics. And then Cinnamon, Folk Art Cinnamon. And then this one, I really like the shade of this one here. I think it's going to be a really good primitive shade. It is Folk Art Mushroom. Hey, Linda, how are you, my friend? Thanks for being here. And then I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling, and I'm going to use the Waverly Plaster for that. Okay, so let me get started here. What I'm going to do is let me put these to the side a little bit. I got stuff everywhere in here. The largest one, I'm going to use the brick red shade. Or I'm sorry, it's Heritage Brick. I think I already shook it up. Give it a good shake again. Hey, Rhonda, how are you tonight? Thank you all for jumping on. So I thought these would be some good primitive shades. So what I'm going to do is just kind of brush this on very sparingly and let that black show right back through. Because these being paper, I don't think I'm going to be able to sand on these. So we're just going to do it like this and see how it goes. Thank you guys for sprinkling. This has just been so fun today. I really like this shade. This is a nice brick red color. I don't want to get too much on there. If I sit down, I'll just have to stand up again. So I think I'm just going to keep standing up for now. I'm going to also paint some on the bottom. Hey, Beverly. Is everybody getting tired yet? It has been so incredibly hot here today, but I've stayed inside all day. So this whole event has been fun. I'm so thankful. It's so good. Hello, Sandy. Hi, Vicki. It's your first time. Well, welcome. I appreciate you being here. I hope y'all can see it pretty good. I really don't have to paint the entire top, but I'm just doing it anyways because it's going to be covered up with the next box. But okay, I guess I don't have to focus on that one too much. Let's see this one again. Got too much paint on that corner there. All right, now I'm going to go on to the other shade. I'm going to use the cinnamon shade next. That is the perfect old red. It is! It is called Heritage Brick. I thought it was a good red shade. That's for sure. This cinnamon color has the look of almost like a dark mustard yellow. So this should be nice. This is folk art. Yeah, it's mustardy, isn't it? I thought that's what it was gonna look like, more mustard. Thank you guys for welcoming each other. I'm loving this group. First time watching, and I missed the rest of your comment there. Let me scroll up. First time watching from Canada. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Do I try the craft before showing you? I have another one I've already made. It's a little bit different. I don't always do that, but I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this one prior because I needed to prep for it a little bit just to make sure it all went smoothly. So I guess we'll see how it goes. And I also don't need to paint the bottom of that. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyways, I'm just painting. Just mainly get the sides and a little bit of the top of the middle one here. This has been such a fun day though. I'm so appreciative. I love seeing all the crafts, and I've really liked primitive craftings for gosh, a long time actually. Maybe not, well, no, I've liked it for quite a while, since so probably around 20 years or so. But my whole house used to be primitive, and then I kind of switched to some farmhouse decor. But I'm getting some more primitive back in my house because I really do love it. It's just something I really love. All right, I hope that's enough. Look at that. I really wish I could sand on this a little bit. I might have to touch that up again. Okay, so now I'm going to use the mustard shade. I might have to do a couple of little coats on these. Thank you. You like my background? I appreciate that. I just hung up a lot of the little crafts and stuff that I've done. Now this shade is the mushroom shade. Yeah, I might sand a little bit of the edges. This is such a thin little box, so I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna waste time painting the bottom of that one this time. The comments started moving too fast. So yeah, I started adding some more primitive back into my life. And my husband is building us a little shop here on our property. And so that's going to be so much fun to be able to have some place to sell my crafts. And I'm actually wanting to do little classes where ladies can get together in groups and actually stencil signs together. And that's my plan anyways. That's my goal. So we'll just see how that goes. But then my husband, he did have a mishap and almost cut his thumb off. And so he's still healing from that. And that set us back about 7 weeks. So, yep, it's life. Is primitive just farmhouse more distressed? I think primitive, what I think of primitive is like colonial. I think of like Colonial Williamsburg. Has anyone ever visited there? I think of like black kettles and big fireplaces and things like that, you know. I'm always thinking like rusty, dark, but I think of colonial stuff. I need to probably put a little bit more on these, or at least look at them and touch them up just a bit. And then my idea of farmhouse isn't necessarily like modern farmhouse. I think farmhouse could be just about anything, you know. My grandparents lived in the hills of West Virginia, and I consider what they lived in a little farmhouse. And it was not like a big white house with a big porch or anything. It was a tiny little shack. It was basically like a 2-bedroom little shack. They had an outhouse, but I just remember my grandma having the best gardens with big tomatoes, and they had a coal house. And so when I think of farmhouse, I think of just like grandma, you know, on a front porch swing. Well, it was my mama, actually. We called her mama. So that's what I think of farmhouse. So it can be just about anything. It doesn't have to be modern farmhousey. So I feel like that farmhouse and primitive kind of go hand in hand, you know. That's how I feel about it. I think it looks a little bit better with a little second coat here on it, so the red will show up a little bit more. I need some more paint. Yeah, I'm liking that red. I think that that's a good shade. These boxes are super thin, But they do have them at Dollar Tree right now. So I thought if anybody wanted to get them, this would be the time. Because you know how Dollar Tree just, you know, has stuff and then one day they don't anymore. It's funny, Leo was talking about like primitive dolls and everything. I guess I think more of like drippy candles and old Crocs and things like that. I don't really think about the primitive dolls, although I agree with her. There are some pretty scary primitive dolls, you know what I mean? I guess if you go Googling that stuff, you'll find some strange primitive crafts, but some of them are really cute though. I mean, some of them little dolls are cute. Love the painting technique. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm fighting off a headache tonight, so it's kind of like, oh, I'm trying. It just come on out of nowhere when I was watching Bobby Lynn, and I was like, really? I've had such a good day all day, and now my head's going to start hurting. Not cool, you know, but I'm just going to keep trucking on here. Got a little bit of water on that too there. That'll be covered up. No biggie. All right, let me touch this one up a little bit. It definitely does not have to be perfect to be primitive. I guess that's one of the things that I like about it. You can craft it pretty quickly most of the time. Okay. Did I already touch this one up? Or did I just touch up the lid? See, I'm not even thinking right, guys. It's like, did I already touch this up? I guess maybe I didn't. No, I don't think I did because it looks really thin. All right. All right. Let me touch up the mushroom. I really like the mushroom. It's looking more of like a gray shade. You like the thinner coat? To me, it was too thin. Oh, yes, I'm in Missouri. Mid-Missouri here. Yep. We are in the Ozarks. It might look different on camera. I feel like it'll look good in the end. I think it'll turn out fine. This is my lid, so I want it to look pretty nice. All right, so now, let me see if I need to dry a little bit. I think I do a little bit. Why isn't my dryer working? 1 second. I can actually talk with this dryer going. I just learned that, so. The last color that I used is called Mushroom. It is from, I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's from just the full part acrylic paint. The little nesting boxes are from Dollar Tree. Oh, thank you, Sandy. It used to be my mother's. I have her set of vintage retro furniture. And so it's the chair that goes with that set. What am I going to be making? A light, a primitive light. I know, they always have different items everywhere. I'm always shopping at different Dollar Trees and checking out what they have. But at the beginning of the video, I showed the boxes I'm using, just these little nesting boxes. They are perfect for this. So, well, I'm hoping, because this is the first one I've made out of these nesting boxes. I used, I'll show you my other craft in a bit, but I used something else for the other one. So, okay, so I want to make sure I'm stenciling on the right side. That would be bad, because the back side has the little line, so I don't want to stencil on that side. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some of the Waverly Plaster paint. Just put a little dab here. I'm not the biggest fan of stenciling with the chalk paint, but that's what I'm going to be using because I like this plaster shade and I wanted it to pop. I wanted you to be able to see it with the darker backgrounds. So we'll just see how it goes. And I'm just eyeballing here, girl measuring, whatever you want to call it. But I am going to have a lid. So you know what? This is probably what would be the better thing to do. Let's put our lid on here just to make sure I'm not stenciling on too high. It's got my little box. See how it's nice and like primitive looking with the black showing through? That's what I was going for. They're not super sturdy, but they'll work for this little, they'll work for this. Especially if you're just using it for decor, they'll be just fine. So I'm just eyeballing this and here we go. And I'm just using a makeup wedge. That's what I use for my stenciling. I've just always used the makeup wedges. I've been making signs since 2009 and it's always worked for me. So I've just never done anything different. I have tried brushes in the past, but I always go back to the little makeup wedges because it's just what works for me. So, but if you are somebody who likes to use brushes or anything, I say great. I think us crafters, we have to find out what works best, you know, and just go with that. Thank you, Janie. I appreciate you. All right. Okie doke. This one says Kindred Spirits. I thought that would be perfect. Makes me think of Anne of Green Gables or something. Let me go ahead and cross my bridges on this one. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just taking a fine tip brush and just painting these little bridges in. With the white paint, though, you kind of want to paint them in a dabbing motion because the white is the hardest to blend. And sometimes you can still see those bridges afterwards. If you're someone that doesn't paint bridges, I mean, it's optional. If you don't want to paint your bridges, you don't have to. I always do. Takes a little bit of a steady hand. I think that's turning out pretty good. I forgot to mention I'm going to gift away a couple of these little stencil sets this evening. So if you stick around, I'm going to do that at the end. But okay, that's what I got. It says Kindred Spirits. I don't want to get it like tilted or anything. There we go. So that's one. So I'm going to go on to the next one. Make sure I got the right side here. Thank you guys. This is the cinnamon shade, and it actually looks like mustard yellow. It's a great shade. All right, I'm going to use the same color on this because I do think it'll show up okay. Getting paint everywhere. Thank you so much. I was actually picking out these colors with all of you in mind. I wanted primitive colors, but I wanted it to be something you guys could find. If you like the colors, I wanted it to be easily accessible, and all of these came right from Hobby Lobby. So this one says Blessings. I think that's really cute. And this shade was Cinnamon, and it was just the folk art. I promise that I will scroll back through comments. I always like to scroll my comments afterwards. So I will definitely go back and read all your comments. Probably when I'm sitting in bed tonight. Answer any questions and all that good stuff. This has been an amazing day. Again, I just am so grateful because I'm just so pleased with how many people just supported all the creators and stuff today. And it's just been great. It's absolutely, I mean, for it being the very first event that I've actually hosted, I didn't know how it was going to go, but I mean, we have such a great crafting community that why would I expect anything less, right? It's just so many great people. I have no complaints whatsoever. So wonderful. My hand is not very steady right now. It's pretty tiny right there. Oh well, if it messes up a little bit, it just does. Because I have got nothing to like put my wrist on there. I think it'll be all right though. Gotta concentrate when you're doing this part. I'm trying to think what's my next step after these. I'm going to probably put some, I think I might use antiquing glaze. I might try the little sander on a piece and see if it looks okay. Because it is paper, so I don't know how that's going to work out. But the good thing about Dollar Tree crafts is if you mess it up, it's not the end of the world. Talk about a mess up. Last week, I decided I was going to do some silicone bulbs. Years ago, I used to dip my little bulbs and they turned out wonderful. That video was just a whole video of what not to do. So if you want to catch the replay on that, it'll show you what not to do with your silicone bulbs, that's for sure. But in the end, they turned out okay. So, all right. So this mushroom one here, I really like this shade a lot. I'll go ahead and put the lid on it. You're an hour away from anywhere, huh? Oh, wow, you're way out, huh? You have those videos too. Oh, Stephanie, let me tell you. That was a crazy one. And my husband, my sweet husband, he was so like supportive in that video. He was trying so hard to make it work. He was like, I mean, he got out the vinegar. Somebody suggested putting vinegar in your silicone. That don't work. Trust me, your silicone gets really hard if you add vinegar to it. That don't work. He was microwaving it. That doesn't work. Don't microwave your silicone. So it was just it was a mess. And I actually bought more silicone because I am going to figure it out, because years ago when I dipped my own bulbs, they were fantastic. And silly me, I should have thought, hey, you need to do this ahead of time because you haven't done this in 10 years. You know, this could be a disaster. And no, I'm like, let's just go live with it. You know, what can possibly go wrong? I know exactly what I'm doing. No, not at all. Hey, thank you. It's your first time watching and I lost your comment there. Hey, Pamela. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I always love meeting new friends. This one says Grace, the little primitive stars. So yeah, I'm liking this a lot. You want to make some of the bulbs too. It's actually, well, I think Brandy said she's going to show us how to do that. So maybe she has better ideas. But I did figure out at the end, I took a little plastic knife and I figured out to just smear it around the bulb, because I don't know if it was that our silicone was too cold. It just wasn't dipping good at all. It was crazy. Okay, so there we have Grace. So I'm going to go back now to the first one. And let me find my little sander. Let's see how this looks. I'll try it on the very back and we'll see what it will do. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try it for just a second here. It might be okay. Okay, we'll go with it. We'll just go with it. It's kind of bringing back like white back through it or something. But it'll be okay for the edges there. See how that's, I'm not really wanting to sand cardboard too much. Really thin cardboard. I'll just do a few little spots, but try to not overdo it. I don't think it needs very much anyways. Oh. Thank you for welcoming people, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Oh gosh, I'm gonna go over an hour, guys. I'm so sorry. I better speed up, huh? I don't want to like keep you guys on here all night or anything either. Okay. Just trying to do that really quickly a little bit. It works good if you have little wooden boxes. It works best, but it's not too bad though. It looks all right. The paint actually dries really quickly. You guys probably know all that. You guys are all pros. The boxes came from Dollar Tree. They sure did. They were just little nesting boxes. Of course, they sell them separately. They don't sell them in a set. But they are just the $1.25. Just little boxes. Look over in like the birthday party section, over in that area is where they should be. Probably down towards the bottom. All right, so let me see. You know what? I think I'm just going to, I'm going to just use, oh my goodness, what do I want to use? Do I want to use the antiquing glaze? Okay, let me just grab that. Maybe I'll use that. It will really change the color a little bit. Hang on one second, guys. I'm going to grab some gloves. I think it'll look better, though, if I use the antiquing glaze. And I should have got it. I was going to use something else, and I just think this is going to look better. All right. I'm almost back over here. Okay, back. I was going to use this, the Minwax finishing wax on it. This is the dark wax, but I like it to seal things with, and I used it on the other one. And it is dark, but it's not dark enough. So you won't be able to get out for a while. Hopefully they'll have some. You might be able to find them online. They look like this. They have other ones too, but they have these little brown suitcases. And so I thought that those would be the easiest ones to paint. All right, here we go. Let me move this out of the way. All right. Gonna use this Valspar antiquing glaze, and I have a bunch here in the lid. I think it will work out okay. Just cover that over. Just kind of darkens the paint just a little bit. Looks really nice. It's good for hiding any flaws too, you know. Heritage Brick, yes, that's the color. That's right. And see how I used the plaster shade for the letters, but it darkened it up really nice. Get it in front of the camera there so you can see it. So it's not that bright white color, it just kind of toned it down. I just love this though. I mean, kindred spirits, do you have any, like a good friend that you guys are like-minded and, you know, like having an old friend that you haven't talked to in years and then you see that friend and you guys just automatically connect again and it's just like, that's a kindred spirit, you know? So I thought that would be perfect. Okay. I think I got it. So that looks like that. We are moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. I'm kind of going slow. I know. All right. Need to do the lid here. The middle of the lid's going to be covered up. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let me just wipe that off a little bit. But I do need to go around the edges because the edges a little bit will still show. I am using Valspar Antiquing Glaze. Now this bottle is pretty old, so I don't think that it'll look like that these days. It's going to look like something different. I think Leah might have had some in the newer bottle, but it's really, really good for darkening up your projects. A lot of times I use stain, and I wouldn't hesitate to even just stain right on this. But stain takes a little bit longer to dry, so. But that's what it is. It's just a Valspar Antiquing Glaze. And I'm just using my husband's old t-shirts. I just save all his old t-shirts and stuff and use them for stain and stuff like that, you know. Are they discontinuing the glaze? Oh no. I guess we all need to go buy some then, huh? Before they discontinue it? Because mine is running low. But I wouldn't mind having a new bottle. So that's what I got there. It just kind of darkens it up a little bit and seals it at the same time. I am trying to speed up. All right. Wipe that off pretty good. Whew. It's really quite thin too. I love this mushroom color. This is a great shade. Hey, Teresa. How are you? I just love Teresa's primitive crafts. She's amazing. Okay. I don't want it to remain thick on there. I got to kind of wipe it back off a little bit. All right, last one here, and then we're going to put this bad boy together. All right, I think that's pretty good. Okay, let me think here what I got to do now. So I have the bottom here, and I'm not going to put anything in the bottom. I'm going to have to use these gloves even if my hands get a little dirty. Okay, so I have to think now about putting it together. This is the light that I made. I made this last week on my live, and it was like one of those Halloween lights. So just remove the little pumpkin head, and I had grubbied up the candle, and this part was all hollow, so I took and cut a piece of cardboard, and I hot glued that on the bottom so I can easily stick that inside my light. And then this is my silicone bulb. I had added pumpkin pie spice to the bulb, so it ended up working out okay in the end. So what I'm going to do is my light is going to sit down in this one. So what I'm going to have to do here, first of all, is I'm going to have to get my plug down in there. So what I'm going to do is, let's see how much space I need. I'm going to make me a little template. And I can do that with just pencil here. I'm going to make a template here, and then I'm going to cut on the outside of the template because I want to make it large enough for my little plug to go down in there. And this is all going to be closed up, so you're not going to be able to see this anyways. That should work. So what I'm going to do is, in my middle box here, I'm going to place my template inside there. Draw where I need it to be. I know you can't see exactly what I'm doing. All right. And then this is kind of lined up how I want it. So I'm going to take this blade here, and I'm going to poke a hole, hopefully down through both of them, because I kind of want to mark the middle on the lid of the next one. So I got a little spot there that should be the middle spot. So I'm going to put my template here. I might be able to just scrape around it. All right, so I have my little spot there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut a hole in the top of this. And since it's just paper, it's cutting pretty good. Sorry guys, if I don't concentrate, I'm not going to get done. I'm trying to get done. I had a plan, I did, I promise. All right. So I'm going to poke that out of there. So I got a little hole in there, and I need to get the back of my box here because I have to have where my cord is going to come out the back of my box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right down the back of my box, and I'm just going to cut a slit. Yes, I am, but it's going to be in the back, so I think it'll be okay. It almost looks like they have taped this before or something. And I need to probably make a tiny little hole back here. This is going to work. It's going to work. It's going to be in the back, so you're not going to see it anyways. Just big enough. Let me push that in a little bit so my cord will come out. Alrighty. So I think that's going to work. So what I'm going to do, I have to cut a hole in this one now. Oh goodness, here we go. I have to cut a hole in the bottom of this one for my cord to go through. Sorry guys, I'm really like trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. I appreciate you guys talking to each other. I really, really do. right. Just need it to pop out of there. All right, there we go. So I just needed a hole in the bottom of my box. All right, here we go. So now what I'm gonna do is, I need to put my lid on here probably, but I gotta put this back in here. Okay, so I have to put this together. So I'm going to stick my cord down through this one. And then I'm gonna stick my cord down through this lid. It's all gonna go together in a minute here. And I'm going to put the cord down through here. Put this lid on. Pull my cord out. Oops. So it's like that. Okay, so I got it that far. Now I'm gonna get my glue gun and start putting it together. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna work out. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of hot glue under here. Now this will still be where you could lift off this bottom one, you know, and it's a really cheap light, so you could always take it apart if needed or whatever, but everything here is like really inexpensive. So I'm just gluing it on, gluing that one to that lid, trying to line it up pretty good. Now I'm going to, oh, do I have it even? I think I have it okay. I'm gonna put some hot glue. Remember I put the cardboard on that, so it will stick good. Just gonna put some hot glue in there. And just stick down my light. All right, I got that far. Okay, now I have to be able to put this lid over that. So what I have is, I have a little template where I made another one. So I already have this little round template. So I am just going to eyeball this. I need it to be in about the middle of the box somehow. And if I do this quickly, maybe I can move it around if needed. Make a little hole in that. I'm going to put this back on over here for a minute. And this doesn't have to be perfect either because you're not going to be able to see it. So I'm just kind of going to cut this hole in here. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this. I appreciate you so much. I should have thought of a faster craft, but I thought this one's a cool one to share. So I certainly hope that you guys are enjoying this. So, okay. We got that. So that is all good. That worked out really well. It went right over that candle there. So now we got to do the same to this piece because it's got, did I do it on the right side? Oh, good. I was like, I don't have it backwards, do I? All right, so need to kind of put it in the center of the box and do the same thing. Oh, good, Tina, I'm so glad. I don't want to be stressing y'all out like you have to go to bed or something. It's kind of getting late, I know. Thank you guys. This has been so exciting and I'm just so happy. I was so happy to see all the support today. It's been excellent. All right. Alrighty there. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, calm down, Lori. Calm down, right? Whew, breathe. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to scroll all the comments afterwards and just say hello to everybody that I have not been talking to, and I'm so sorry. Okay. So that one goes on that perfectly. So now I need to glue this one down. All right. And it's very lightweight, but if it's sitting up on a shelf or something, it's not gonna go anywhere. And just put some glue under here. Oops, I need more glue. Oh shoot. That might be enough for there. Another glue stick in here. Okay. So that's what I got so far. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That is exactly what I want to hear. I want to hear, I like to make things that other people want to make and stuff. Let me show you again. It's just these little Dollar Tree boxes. You might be able to find them online. So simple. It is taking me a little while. My headache's easing up, so that's good. I guess if I talk to you guys long enough, the headache will go away. Okay, so now I need to make sure that I put this on here right. Use my little template again. So far, so good, you know. It's been going together. Okay, so hopefully the lid will go together good. This is fairly easy to cut because that paper is so thin, but it is still sturdy. All right, I about got it. There we go. Hey, there's my mom. My mom, Cheryl. Thank you for jumping on. All right. We got it that far. We got it that far. I don't even, if you wanted to, you could glue the lids on. I'm not going to worry about gluing the lids on. I'm going to, please stick with me for a few more minutes. I wanted to do a giveaway, but I want to embellish the top. I have to a little bit, and this won't take me very long. So what I'm going to do, oh goodness, it's a little bit dusty. I'm going to have to dust it all off and everything and clean it up and get a good picture of it and all that good stuff. I'm going to use some Spanish moss to hide that hole at the top. I have this big old bag of Spanish moss over here. So this bag will last me forever. I can pull some. I don't need much, but I need a little bit. Let's see here. I have to turn it around towards me. I just want to make a little bird nest kind of thing around the top, just to hide that ugly hole. All right, so I'm gonna put a little glue under that. My floor gets awful messy, but I got a little broom for in here so I can just sweep it right up. Okay, so got me a little Spanish moss bird nest going on at the top. And so now I'm going to just add some pip berries, because what is a primitive craft if you don't add some pip berries, right? So I'm going to add a little bit of pip berries to the top. I'm going to make like a little, what I'm going to do, I found these on Etsy. I had, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I had a friend or a customer who had asked me to make her some little birdhouses, and we had all these extra little cream colored pip berries left over. So, oh, thank you guys. So I'm just going to make a little candle ring by just kind of twisting these together at the bottom. Doesn't need to be a lot, just a few. You can also find pip berries on Factory Direct Craft for a good price too. I don't know if they have these little cream colored ones though, they might. Let's see. Just kind of twist it together to make a little ring. Need it big enough to fit around this candle though. So the candle I did dip That's actually candle wax that I put on there. When I was out yard selling, I picked up a whole bunch of unscented candles, melted them down, and made like grubby wax, and that is actually wax on that candle. I need one more. All right, let's see here. Just twist this around. Okay, so what I like to do with my little pips is take them and curl them around my finger. Just kind of make them curly. They have all different colors, huh? I knew I had gotten some like yellow ones, but they are really bright yellow. I was going to use them for this, but I was like, that is too bright. So I went with these little cream colored ones. Just spiral those around my finger there. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for being part of this. I'm almost done. I don't want to keep you guys forever. I'm a little bit over my time now. Alright, so it looks like that, the little curly pips, and then I'm going to put one last thing. I'm going to put a little little piece of homespun on it too. So I need to rip off a piece of homespun here. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for sticking around. I really thought it was going to drag out a lot longer than it is, so I'm almost done. I am. It's not too bad, not too bad. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Aw, thank you, Maureen. It was a lot to squeeze in an hour. That's for sure, especially when, and I've had to like ignore a lot of comments, and I'm not trying to ignore them, but I had to tell myself, okay, you can't read every comment. You can't do that because you'll never get done. So, so I will scroll back through and answer any questions and all that. I like to read them. Okay, so I'm just going to tie some little bit of homespun on here, and I picked this color because I thought it would go good with the brick red, but it's a little bit too brick red, so I probably should have used more of like a burgundy, but you know what, I'm just going to go with it for now so you can see it, but I might change it to I might change it out to a burgundy, so just expect that. I just don't have it over here with me right now, but this is a great color of homespun fabric, but since I did the antiquing glaze, it's actually made it too bright. So I am gonna swap that out, but that's what I got there. But we have to plug it in, so hopefully my light still works. Unplug this and plug that in. There we go. What do you guys think? That was just one of those little Halloween lights. It had like the little pumpkin on the top and stuff, and now it's this cute little primitive lamp, and we did it. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my chair for a second because I want to show you this other one real quick, and then I want to do give something away, so just because I just love you guys. Here's the other one that I did the other day. This one was not from Dollar Tree. These were some, well, I took a before picture, so I'm going to share the before so you can see what it was. It was just some little boxes. These are wooden. These ones are thin wood, but I got them at just a yard sale. I picked them up, so just look out for the little nesting boxes. They're just adorable. And this one I did a little bit different because it's a battery operated candle. There's no cord, so I fixed this one where this could easily lift out. But this is one of those Christmas candles, you know, but I grubbied it up with some candle wax that I did, and that one you can just remove it and push it back in the top. So, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that you love them. There's that one. Let me get this one back on the screen. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Nikki. Thanks, Cindy. Thank you, Beverly. Oh, man. I got through it, guys. I got through it. Oh, man. Thank you, Wanda. What I'm going to do, though, because I want to give away the stencils that I used to do this one, the Bless This Home, and the stencils for this one. Okay, so I'm going to keep track of this really quick. I have 2 little trivia questions because I think this works out good. So I'm going to ask the question and then I'll watch for the correct answer and then that will be my winners. So here we go. In stenciling, okay, this is the first question. Let me read the whole question before you answer, okay? So the first person that types out the right answer will be the winner. Okay, so in stenciling, what are the pieces of plastic called which hold the centers of the letters in place? This is going to be for the Bless This Home. We'll do this one for the Bless This Home. Tracy Hutchinson. You got it, girl. They're called bridges. All right, I'm writing your name down so I don't forget. I'm also going to throw in the 3 little, I know you can't see them, they're clear. It's 3 little primitive stars. I'm going to throw in those stencils with them too, because you never know when you need extra stars. So, okay, so we got Tracy down for the Bless This Home. So now we're going to do the Kindred Spirits one. Okay, in stenciling. These are stenciling questions. Okay, so wait till I'm finished reading it, and I'm going to, when I see the first, because I see the comments going up, so when I see the first comment that is correct, that's who I'll write down your name. All right, for the Kindred Spirits one. So in stenciling, what is the most important step to prevent bleeding when stenciling? There we go, Sandy Smith, offloading. That is exactly right. Sandy Smith. Hey ladies, my winners there, send me a message with your mailing address so I can send you out these little cute stencils. But hey, I am so thankful. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for this great day. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for sticking with me even though I went over about 15 minutes or so. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. And if you're not following any of the crafters, or like some of the crafters, I mean, please go back and give everybody a follow. Or if you've seen anybody on their crafting pages, make sure that you follow their pages. Oh goodness, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you guys. This has been a really good day and I'm so grateful. Okay, I'm going to end it at that. Thank you again, and I hope that you will make some of these and then show me pictures. I would love to see pictures, especially this one. You can probably get these easily at Dollar Tree if you look online or something, but check your Dollar Tree. They might have them, because I know ours, if you have one of those Family Dollar / Dollar Trees, that's actually where I found these, but it was in the Dollar Tree stuff. So you might check those too, those nifty little stores. So, all right, have a good night, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm going to scroll back through comments and read. All right, I'm going to end this right now. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.